like that noise. Somebody got a golf cart.
You gonna eat this cookie?
Yeah.
Then eat it. Stop even happening shit all over this place.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Wow, it was unreal. My little puppy's gonna die.
second bidder didn't vote for the selection because we don't tend to talk about that.
Guess I'm out of time.
The chair recognizes the gentleman from California, Mr. Gomez.
Hiya! Hiya!
Recognizes the gentleman from Alabama, Mr. Palmer, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Struck, despite your assertions that the IG report did not in any way indicate bias, I would disagree with that. But also, on page 424 of the Inspector General's report, he said that we therefore refer this information to the FBI for its handling and consideration of whether the messages sent by the 5 employees, of whom you were one, listed above, violates the FBI's offense code of conduct. Are you under review by the FBI Office of Professional Responsibility?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. In January 2014, the Inspector General for the intelligence community, Mr. Charles McCullough, sent out a letter and indicated that he had received 2 sworn declarations from one intelligence community element. These declarations cover several dozen emails containing classified information determined by the intelligence community element to be at the confidential, secret, and top secret special access program levels, which were you aware of this, Gary?
What was the date of it?
January 14th, 2016.
I don't recall it now, but I may have known it at the time. Correspondence like that, sir, we had a team of anywhere from 20 to 60 people, so...
Well, this is, I understand that you can't know everything, and I get it, and I also want you to understand that I'm not going to be necessarily in an attack mode, because I want to get some answers. Absolutely. Secret, top secret, but certainly special access program, you're former military, correct?
Yes, sir.
You can understand then the danger that this could pose for our men and women in harm's way.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This was January, and then again on March 4th, you send it back saying that Ford should win $100 million to nothing. Then on May 4th is when you said, now the pressure really starts to finish your evaluation. At what point in there was the minimal change from gross negligence to extremely careless?
Sir, I'm not going to be able to give you
I'm not asking for a date, but
calendar. I can't give you a breakdown of what occurred before what I
and I understand you've been here a long time, and so have we, but it was in May.
Okay.
And what appears here, and it's in the context of the need to finish the mid-year investigation, is that Donald Trump had just won the primary. It was obvious that he was going to be the Republican nominee. And I believe you when you say you're a patriot. I believe you care deeply about the country, and I can see how you and some of your colleagues would have concluded that it's in the best interest to change it from gross negligence to extremely careless, because you just couldn't comprehend a President Trump, or in your mind, the danger that might pose. That's not what happened, sir. Well, something happened to change this from gross negligence to extremely careless, because extremely careless is not prosecutable.
I can tell you why it happened if you'd like the answer, but I don't want to take time.
Well, I know what the Inspector General said he thought happened. He said it was changed because it wasn't prosecutable, because it's not in the code. The Espionage Act doesn't have anything in the criteria for extremely careless. So I think, again, trying to give you some credit to do what's best for the country. I mean, our history is replete with people who've made decisions that they thought were the right decisions at the time, but they got outside the lines. And the text messages and the fact that clearly there is a bias. And I get it, we all have biases. It's what we do with it. It's how we act, how we're able to compartmentalize these things that determine the course of things, really the course of history. In the last few seconds here, I want to tell you that I appreciate the fact that you sought forgiveness from your family. I appreciate the fact that you realize that you have severely damaged the reputation of the FBI. We're not here about the FBI. We're about here about you and what you did. I literally sat here, and I mean this sincerely, and prayed for you and your family, because that I can't imagine what your family's feeling going through this. And I'm not going to question your integrity, but I will say this to you, and I hope this is constructive. I hope you take it as constructive. As I've watched her body language, as I've watched her facial expression, it's almost as though you've enjoyed this. This is a competition for you, in many respects, even now.
So I can tell you,
And I don't think I'm not going to say your problem's the lack of integrity. I think it's a problem with hubris. And I think you need to take that into account in regard to how you handle this going forward, because it makes it more difficult for us to give you the benefit of the
Mr. Chairman. Gentlemen, no, sir. I appreciate your prayers, sir. I can tell you when you look at what happened in the investigation, everything was done by the book. And you can assure yourself and your constituents and everybody you're talking to, look at both investigations. Notwithstanding what decisions are made at a high level to say something, not say something, when you look at the investigation, what those men and women did, everything was done right by the book. And I share your concern about the nature of the classified information we found in TS, Special Access Program, confidential and secret. All that was found, all that was detailed in the Director Comey statement, so I appreciate it.
In regard to that, I want you to understand, everybody here,
The gentleman's time has expired.
Chairman, parliamentary inquiry.
Gentleman's time has expired.
Chairman, parliamentary inquiry. It relating to the rules of this hearing, parliamentary inquiry, Chairman.
Illinois State or parliamentary.
The witness had attempted to answer the gentleman's question. He was allowed to. Mr. Chairman, just a moment, please. On a question that's been asked over and over again about the gross mismanagement, gross negligence issue. And the witness was not allowed at that time to give the clarification. I think the record, the gentleman's clarification has not about the gross.
The gentleman has not stated a problem.
Negligence, which was not written by the gentleman, as I understand.
Gentleman from Woman from Georgia, Ms. Handel is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Agent Struck, for being here. I have found your testimony today, frankly, to be quite remarkable in its disingenuousness. And you have shown a disturbing degree of denialism about your actions and the impact of those actions. I think we would all agree that everyone does have personal viewpoints. That is very true. But Agent Struck, there is a very big difference between someone expressing his or her political views generally and someone leading an FBI investigation, making highly negative and explosive comments about the actual target of that investigation. Would you agree? That's a yes or no.
Rephrase the question. I don't understand the.
You have a really awesome team of Mike, and then think about running for the Senate. I'll just say again, you were the lead investigator, one of the lead investigators, and you made highly negative and explosive comments about the actual target of an investigation. That is distinctly different from an individual expressing his or her political views. You were in a position that you needed to be at a higher, much higher level of standard, and you failed to reach that. Your assertion that your statements do not constitute bias is, well, absurd. The facts are this. The FBI Inspector General testified before this very body that you did indeed exhibit bias. And further, in his report, he detailed numerous examples of investigated steps that were not quotes by the books, as you just testified. What I also find stunning is that someone in your role with the responsibilities that you've had engaged in such grossly unprofessional, unacceptable, and unethical behavior. And now, truly ironic, did I hear you say earlier that you're in a senior position in the HR division for the FBI?
Yes, ma'am.
That's very ironic. So let me ask you this. You were in a supervisory role at the FBI. Suppose we found out that one of your direct reports was sending the kind of text messages that you were sending about the target of an investigation that they were working on. What action would you take?
Ma'am, if they were sending personal opinion about a political matter, that's their business. I think given my experience to date, I would caution them against doing that on a government device. that is entirely separate and distinct from an individual that was not a political candidate, that did not have a kind of personal protection attached to it.
Right, suppose that you found out that one of your direct reports was having an extramarital affair with a colleague or with someone outside of the Bureau. What action would you take?
Ma'am, it depends. If it was against the FBI's regulations, in terms of if it was somebody in their chain of command above or below them, which is inappropriate or not allowed by our regulations, I would tell them and report that. If it was otherwise permitted in our regulations, I would probably talk to them and say, hey, look, I'm aware of this, and you need to be aware that, just take into consideration what you're doing in the appearance of it.
So, obviously you understand the gravity of the transgressions, engaging in the kind of behavior that you've been engaging in, especially with the extramarital affair, it opens up an agent to exploitation and even blackmail, given the fact that you have and currently hold a high-level security clearance. Did you ever discuss your relationship with Ms. Page with HR or anyone around your security clearance?
They were well aware of it.
When did they become aware of it?
Well, when it was kind of made very public by the media after late last year. But ma'am, I can tell you, your premise, though, that it makes it susceptible to blackmail, I never could have been blackmailed forward by the nature of that relationship. That is not the nature of my future, the nature of what I believe in this country.
You are asked a question about that. There's a reason that security clearances ask those kinds of questions. Did you ever advise Mr. Mueller of your relationship with Ms. Page?
I did not.
Why?
It didn't strike me as relevant.
You have a lot to learn about human resources. I mean, wow. It is absolutely relevant. There should have been conversations. I find it interesting that there was no discussion that the two of you should both be together on the same investigation. Mr. Shrug, no reasonable person could not be concerned about your actions in this investigation. No reasonable person could not be concerned about this situation involving yourself. So thank you. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
The chair recognized. Chair recognizes the gentleman from Georgia, Mr. Height, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to discuss a little bit the Wiener laptop discovery. You have explained there was a significant delay from the time that information was discovered, in which obviously hundreds of thousands, by your own words, hundreds of thousands of emails were discovered, potentially pertinent to the Hillary Clinton email investigation. There was a delay there, and you have explained in the past that the delay was caused simply because you were too busy. What were you doing during October of 2016 that caused you to be
Sir, I would call it significant. I had responsibility.
You explained that you were
global search, yes, but
what were you
I was busy overseeing every espionage case in the FBI, every economic espionage case in the FBI.
Were you involved?
Sir, you asked a question.
And I'm going to reclaim my time. Were you involved in the
Wait, where did you find this? Did you just grab them? Or?
Aspects of that were one of the many things that were under my...
So you were involved with it. Inspector General Horowitz expressed concern
Time to
that
open them
so
up
many
then.
individuals from the Clinton were assigned to the Russian investigation. People like you.
My hands.
People from the mid-year team to go to the Russian investigation.
Sir, I was Deputy Assistant Director of the Counterintelligence Division. I'm the number 2. If there's something large going on in CI, chances are...
I think it fits pretty well.
So, it isn't an office.
What do you think, Dad?
The decision to assign me was certainly made absolutely by my boss.
Ha-ha.
The assistant
How many
director,
How many other people went to the Russian case?
So I can't get into specific numbers. I can tell you
Slap.
that the senior managers,
Slapjack.
several of the senior managers were involved, but this is one of the points I disagree with the Inspector General is he doesn't appreciate the staffing and the
Little
context of the
pink
level
thing.
of people that were
The
involved.
FBI or the DOJ
Hello,
question the overlap of personnel between the two cases.
Not that I'm aware of.
So no one questioned it. At the end of October, you were finally brought to the point to pursue the laptop information and to make it public days before the election. Did your involvement at that time with the Russian election interference cease when the Clinton email case was reopened?
No.
Okay. So you continued working on the Russian case while also leading the reopening.
Why are you looking at paper?
A colleague of mine, a co-lead, and I were bringing the team back together. Again, just to make up, sir, if I make this misunderstanding. At that time, I'm a deputy assistant director.
All right,
when you talk about the case, you have multiple, yes sir, you have multiple layers of people though below that are doing that work.
I understand that, but a month before you told the IG that your Russian workload prevented you from addressing the issue on the laptop discovery, and now all of a sudden you have time for
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
So days before the election, you're investigating two key investigations in a time lapse of nearly a month goes by where there are hundreds of thousands of emails directly related to the email of Hillary Clinton and her campaign, ignored until days before the election, and only when the New York group demands. Let me ask you this. Were any of your superiors concerned with the overlap? That the time was, water was going out of the bridge?
My recollection is that all of us were concerned about all of the material that we had on
Well, Andrew McCabe said that he was surprised that you had not reviewed the laptop before October 3rd.
His statement is inaccurate. You're misrepresenting what's stated. You are misrepresenting what's
the
stated.
IG report.
You're misrepresenting what's stated.
I'm using the IG report. McCabe said he was surprised that you had not reviewed the laptop information. James Baker, general counsel, said it was his understanding that that information was being handled. James Comey felt that the entire credibility of the bureau rested on that case. And what gives me, how is it possible that perhaps two of the most important cases in the history of this country, at least in recent history, how in the name of justice does the FBI allow someone so biased as yourself to lead these two investigations at the same time, where both end up being compromised, both tainted, justice apparently not happening in either case? You deliberately, from all appearance, delayed the checking into the Hillary Clinton emails on the Wiener laptop until after the election or as close thereof, and it's just corruption through and through. And Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman,
Briefly, if it wasn't close, you had a question. Sir, there were a team of folks above and below me that were involved. I was the number 2 in the counterintelligence division. If it was important, I had a role in the oversight of that. There were people below me, senior executive service members, unit chiefs, supervisory agents, in the field office, ASAC, supervisors, case agents, all who were working on this. To the aspect of about the IG's report that there were absolutely misrepresentations, the response and the facts, if you look at them in the report, is that within hours, hearing from New York that there was material that was relevant, I had assigned subordinate supervisors, attorneys, and others to look into it, which stated turned in within hours. As a result, in less than a day after finding out about it, I'd set into motion a team who had nothing to do with the Russian investigations to pursue that information. They came back and said, New York's still working on it. And my assumption from there was that they, having been assigned that task,
it's your interpretation of the IG report that's inaccurate.
the time of the gentleman has expired. Which you,
Gentleman from Oklahoma, Mr. Russell, recognized.
thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Alright, nap time. As soon as Daddy gets home, you know what time it is. Nap time.
Inspector General Moore stated in his report,
Nailed it.
not only indicative of
Nailed
the
it.
highest state of mind, end quote, but were also, quote, antithetical to the core values of the FBI and the Department of Justice, end quote. He stated further that such actions implicated, quote, provisions in the FBI's offensive code of penalty guidelines, end quote, and referred information to the FBI for adjudication, which is still outstanding. You stated today, quote, at no time did personal beliefs enter into decisions I made, end quote. Yet Mr. Horowitz report stated, quote, in assessing Strzok's decision to prioritize the Russian investigation over following up on the Midyear-related investigative lead discovered on the Wiener laptop in October 2016, these text messages led us to conclude that we did not have confidence that Strzok's decision was free from bias, end quote. You stated today that culture, training, and policy prevent bias in the FBI. They would be noted and stopped. The Justice Department ethical guidelines state the following, quote, superiors may never send to subordinate employees an email directed at the success or failure of a political party, partisan political group, or partisan candidate, end quote. Another one, quote, express opinions about the candidates and issues if the expression of political activity directed at the success or failure of a political party, candidate, or partisan political office or partisan political group. The expression is not protected by the end quote. The FBI Domestic Investigation Operations Guide in Section 3.1, because we've heard so much about the appearance of policies and what these things do, that's why it's important to quote them, and I quote, 3.1, we who enforce the law must not merely obey it. This is the FBI guideline. We have an obligation to set a moral example that those whom we protect can follow. Because the FBI's success in accomplishing its mission is directly related to the support and cooperation of those we protect, these core values are the fiber that holds together the vitality of our institution. End quote. Mr. Strzok, given the extramarital relationship and types of derogatory communication officially exchanged with FBI counsel Lisa Page as laid out in the IG report, did these actions exhibit a, quote, moral example that those whom the FBI protects can follow, end quote?
Have you drank beer before?
I noticed your CIB. I want to thank you for your
Have you
service.
drank beer
I've had
before?
decades of it myself. I would
I did too. Because I thought it was like apple juice.
policies guide your behavior for these actions. So the bulk of our professional actions, if we did, like they did. But you stated that these actions...
I'm gonna go to Chelsea.
Are you?
They concluded that there was. And now we see...
This is our second time going to Chelsea.
...relationship and types of derogatory communications officially exchanged that does not appear to exhibit the actions that would exhibit a moral example for those who...
If I can believe I found this car. I try to kill that bitch.
Yes or no?
I disagree profoundly with the
FBI guidelines. Okay, I believe that in section 3.1.1, and I quote, in general, the FBI requires employees to report known or suspected failures to adhere to the law, rules, or regulations by themselves or other employees to any supervisor or employee's chain of command. End quote.
I think I brought the Deagle.
In the use of Texas, the forwarding of political emails,
Yeah.
the forwarding of links, all of that is laid out. None of that is
I found a rocket launcher.
none of it is wrong. And also that
You
the
did?
extramarital relationship took place outside of what would be proper for an FBI agent. So my question is, did you make any of your conduct to the chain of command? Sir, yes or no?
My bitch shit.
Conduct to the chain of command. Conducted investigations was always, and we can see what that was. Okay, thank you. Reclaiming my time. And Mr.
Why didn't you protect me, Kush?
I address to you.
Why didn't you protect me? You gotta use your tiny balls to click buttons.
Be answered. FBI agents are
You never
required to
protect me.
adhere to strict standards
You always go for the steak.
exemplify the FBI's core competencies, including communication, respect, leadership, and compassion, problem solving, judgment. The idea of use of
official device is to send messages intermixing work-related discussions and political commentary demonstrating extremely poor judgment and gross lack of professionalism. Powers of government are drawn from the people's consent. The executive
Nap
branch draws
time.
law enforcement powers not only
Nap.
from that consent, but
Nap.
most importantly from the trust
Nap.
to wield such power without prejudice and with integrity.
Nap.
Mr. Chairman, we've heard a lot about ethics, patriotism, and
Nap.
service today.
Nap.
We are all accountable for our actions.
Nap.
I am mindful of the words of
Nap.
Christ in Luke. You shall know a tree
Nap.
by its fruit. From the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Now, I yield back my time to you, Mr. Chairman.
Chair, thanks, Dick. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Louisiana, Mr. Johnson, for 5 minutes. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Charles, you take a great offense today and the questions about your credibility, but for many of us, that's the real issue here, and I think it is for many people. As we've been sitting here all day, I've been texting messages from constituents back home, and they're very concerned about this. This whole thing has been described as shameful and train wreck, and it feels that way to many of us. I'm playing cleanup here. Many of us will hear at the end. Let me ask you a smattering of questions. Number one, here's what you and Miss Page exchanged the night that Donald Trump secured the Republican nomination in late 2016. You wrote, or she wrote to you, holy blank, Cruz just dropped out of the race. It's going to be a Clinton-Trump race. Unbelievable. You responded, what? She writes back, you heard right, my friend. Now you said, now the pressure really starts to finish NYU, which we know now is the FBI code name for the Clinton email investigation. And she writes back and responds, it sure does. So here's our problem. You two are the most influential FBI personnel on the Clinton investigation within hours of Donald Trump during the Republican. Okay, now the pressure really begins. Now we really have to finish the Clinton investigation. And she agrees, and she says it sure does. Here's the question: why did you have to finish it up so fast? What were you all referring to? Why was it to stop President Trump?
Not at all. She was not one of the two most influential people in the investigation. The purpose of that text was not at all having anything to do with candidate Trump or candidate Clinton. That had everything to do with Director Comey's sense of urgency to try and resolve the investigation as soon as we could to get the FBI and the investigation out of the presidential race.
Were you slow walking it prior to that time? Were you slow walking it prior to that time?
Absolutely not. But there was a constant sense of urgency, and I think everybody on the team, everybody in the senior executive management of the FBI understood that the closer and closer and the longer the investigation took, that we continued, thanks to the actions of some, including some of the candidates, to be inserted into as an issue in the presidential campaign.
This is my question. You're not supposed to associate this in any way with all of your many other volumes of text, all the negative weight, all the disparaging things you said about Donald Trump as a candidate, and the fact that you said, we'll stop it. So those two things are not related in any way at all, right?
Congressman, I understand your concern, and those are your constituents. What I'm telling you under oath is that expression was what I just told you. It is a desire from the highest levels of the Bureau throughout the team to get us out of the process of the general election.
Okay, let me move on. Did you ever find evidence of conspiracy, as you said today, between then candidate Trump and Russia?
Sir, I can't, based on the direction of the FBI, I cannot comment on ongoing investigations.
You said in your text of May 18, 2017, you concluded, quote, there is no there. What were you referring to?
Sir, that there was no illegal activity, there was absolutely no conspiracy to do anything, moving up to potentially individuals doing things that are illegally based on individual agendas, and on the very far end, some of the things that might be in the worst case, things which might lead to impeachment. But I was approaching that with a very open mind, not knowing where the facts lay or where they might lead, and some of that saying, hey, there is a reasonable chance, there is a reasonable, realistic set of things which might indicate there's nothing going on here.
Okay, look, you said several times today that every American has a political bias, but not every American has your level of responsibility, the duty, the extraordinary level of responsibility you had
on behalf of the American people. And our entire system of justice depends upon equal and impartial justice under the law. Don't you agree with that?
I absolutely agree.
Look, you spoke
I suck at this game so much.
Integrity, and yet by every measure, the public record of your actions belie those virtues. And the Inspector General's report concluded that your conduct demonstrated, quote, extremely poor judgment and a gross lack of professionalism. Why should this committee, why should my constituents back home, why should the American people trust you as a credible witness?
Sir,
I'm playing on
regret, and I'm
Hello?
sorry for the way that those texts have cast my actions into question, and those of the FBI and the investigations. What I'm telling you and what I'd ask you to relate to constituents, look at the facts.
Hello?
John, set aside the text.
Hello.
Look at what the IG found. Look at the actions.
What's
the
up?
actions I took, the actions.
Where you wanna go?
With all due respect, we cannot separate the facts from that question.
Nobody
because the
knows.
texts were written during the investigation, while you're in charge of these investigations, while you're the most responsible.
One is going to Snobby.
Many times.
Okay, we'll just go to Snobby Shores.
From the facts as they
That's
develop.
cool for me.
And at the end of the day,
We're
that's
gonna go
what
there?
we're all very concerned about, even after all these hours of hearing.
What I would tell you, sir, is look at the gentleman or gentleman has expired. That was a
There!
question.
Our whole squad landed over here. Yeah. We're probably gonna win. Probably not.
The chair recognizes
Oh
John
dang,
Schneider.
everyone else is gone here.
Mr. Strzok,
This is
with
bad.
The FBI Domestic Investigation and Operations Guide,
It's
known
fine.
as the DIOG.
The dog, yes, sir.
Okay. Now, this is a policy manual that sets forth the rules you are to follow when deciding to pursue an investigation, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you agree that the DIOG guidelines applied to your investigation of President Trump and the 2016 election.
Hold on.
Yes, sir.
What?
And the DIOG policy 8.1 requires that all FBI employees shall comply with policy.
Dang, there's so much good stuff over
Sir,
here.
I believe that's absolutely true. I don't know the site.
But you're aware of that.
Oh
Yes,
god,
yes.
this is not. No.
Now, you no doubt are aware that DOJ also
Okay,
issues
where the heck
investigation
am I?
guidance instructions, correct?
Yes.
I'm getting good stuff.
DOJ guidance
Gosh,
dated
it came up.
March 9th,
We're right near the
2012
circle.
states that
You know that?
federal, quote, employees are entrusted with the authority to enforce the laws of the United States with responsibility to do so in a neutral and impartial manner.
Oh shoot, someone is attacking me. No. No, get me.
I am not, but I believe it.
I'm down.
So I just want to
Make
make sure,
it.
because this is really important, because Attorney
What?
General Holder
Help me.
issues these instructions to all
He's right
federal
there.
law
There's
enforcement
two
agencies to
people.
conduct their investigations in a neutral
Don't
and
die.
impartial manner,
Please help me.
particularly in an election.
That guy's
So
not
once
even
again,
helping.
you're
Oh, flip.
kind of familiar.
Oh yeah.
Sir, I don't
We're
recall
both
that
down.
specific instruction. I focus on FBI policy, but that.
We should have went with our whole
If it's
team.
enforced, I readily accept
I
it.
should have went to
So you
Snobby.
understand why federal employees are supposed to be politically neutral.
Yes, yes.
Everything he says when on this and your anti-Trump text statements are not politically neutral.
It's
correct?
fine. I'm about to die anyways.
I believe
I don't
from
need
the
your stuff.
perspective of investigating in a
Where
politically
are you?
neutral way, I did that
I
every
see, I'm
single
coming.
day of
Once again,
my job.
your text
Where am I?
are
I'm
not
done.
politically neutral.
That's correct, yes.
Okay. And your investigation activities were,
No,
in fact,
I'm gonna
taking place
die,
in an
so
election year, correct?
don't worry.
Yes.
You, in fact, stated that you intended to, quote, stop Trump.
You
from
know where the
becoming
boat
president
is?
in
The
a
little
clear
boat?
violation
Oh,
of the
I already
FBI,
died.
DIOG, and DOJ guidelines.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be correct?
That's absolutely incorrect.
Now,
No, that wouldn't. Because that's
now
your
I'm gonna
first
watch
flag.
you guys.
Sir, the big one is in charge.
Flip.
Well, let me give you a little better situation. Then President or candidate Trump made some comments on the travel ban, did he not?
I recall a
Where that
variety
shot
of
me now?
You got a good memory. And it was used against him by all the lower court.
Hold on.
Wow.
Sir, that is
I'll
not
let you
my-
push.
You know
96.
this very well. You understand this very well, sir.
He's right there. There's two people. Get up. No. Aw.
Supreme Court. And
Our
guess
team.
what?
Why is
I love you. And then I hate you because you do everything. It's annoying. Then I love you. Then I hate you. Then I love you. And then you're a dog.
So the difference between me and him, and again, I'm not an attorney. You have somebody who's making
He's not an attorney either.
based on protected class in terms of the passage of a federal law, which is wildly, demonstrably different from an individual who is expressing a personal political belief. It is stunning that that difference would not be apparent to any outside observer.
You used your political belief in black and white in a text message. We've established that in my previous question running up to. Okay, I got very little time. So, you said not a bias. This morning I watched, by the way, I'm a dentist. Okay, so I read body language very, very well. And I watched your comment and actions with Mr. Gowdy. You got very angry in regards to the Gold Star spot. That shows me that it's innately a part of you and a bias.
Sir, I disagree. I don't know if you're saying this is experiences like being at the dentist, if that's what you're suggesting,
Okay, so
but I would tell you, sir, what you see in my response, what you